Work-life balance in the salon business? What a joke. That's what you're thinking, isn't it? Because every time someone mentions balance, you picture your 60-hour work weeks, your missed family commitments, your non-existent social life. Here's what no one's going to tell you. Balance might not look the way you think it does, but burnout, it looks exactly how you fear. Today, we talk through the uncomfortable truth about running a salon and having a life, and what's actually possible when you stop believing the hustle lies.
All on Build Your Salon.
Hello, my salon friends. Phil Jackson here, your queen of salons, coming all over the airwaves at the end of November 2025. How on earth are you? Achingly well, I hope. As we storm towards the end of the year, how's November been for you? Are we seeing that pre-Christmas season rush? Or are we still scratching around and scratching our heads a little bit? What did you do for Black Friday? I deliberately didn't do an episode about Black Friday this year because, honestly, I want to see what else is happening. I want to hear from you what you're doing to make the most out of Black Friday and what you're going to be doing to make the most out of Christmas too. So reach out and let me know. You know, I love hearing from my salon owner friends anyway. But as we come towards the end of the year, it's a time which can be testing for lots of salon business owners, and it can emphasize and really magnify the areas of the business we're not getting right. So I want to have the conversation today that not enough people are having about what it's really like to run a salon business. Not the Instagram version where everything's perfect and everything's sunny. The real version, the one where you're exhausted and overwhelmed and quietly wondering if this is all there is. And we might be sharing a few things today that you might not want to hear, but I also want to tell you a few things that might finally give you permission to stop drowning. So this episode is for all of those owners who are working beginning to end of every day, who are cancelling plans or putting off taking vacations because the business needs you, feeling guilty for wanting time off or even starting to resent your business. For those of you who are wondering if you made a mistake opening a salon business in the first place, or secretly fantasizing about selling up just so that you can breathe again. If that sounds like you, stay with me. We're not here with toxic positivity or hustle or 10x. I'm here to talk about what's possible, what's not, what needs to change if you want a business that doesn't dominate your entire life. Truth is, perfect balance is a myth, but boundaries aren't. That perfect 50-50 work-life balance doesn't exist, or at least I don't think it does. Not for salon owners, not for someone building, not for someone who wants something truly meaningful. There are going to be seasons of imbalance, and this feeling of seasons is something we're going to come back to again and again. There are phases where we're launching new services, launching new team members, launching new businesses even. There's the Christmas rush, there's the staff crises. There are times when we have to knuckle down and work hard. And that's the reality. That's not failing. That's not losing balance. But permanent imbalance, well, that's burnout. And that seasonal thinking is where we need to be. There are seasons in everyone's business. There are times when we just need to knuckle down, work hard, harvest season. There are times when it's a bit quieter and we can rest and recuperate. So if December is chaos, that's fine. We can plan for it. And if January is quiet, that's what we use to recover. Stop pretending that every month has to look the same. Stop pretending that every monthly target should look the same. Because what's challenging but achievable in December is not the same as what's challenging but achievable in April. And then it's time to look at boundaries, real boundaries. Those full days off every week, and I mean off. No emails, no just checking my messages, no just making sure the bookings are working. Physical leave, turning off notifications. Or what about 2 weeks off per year minimum? And I mean minimum. Dinner with people that you love twice a week. Whatever matters to you, protect it like it's a client appointment and drop the guilt. Your clients don't need you exhausted and resentful. They need you at your best, and that requires boundaries, that requires rest. So what I want you to do is pick one boundary to work on this week. Maybe it's Sundays are off limits, or no salon work after 7 p.m. Treat it like that non-negotiable appointment. You'll be terrified that the world's going to fall apart. It won't. Truth number 2 is that you're probably working on the wrong things. Most salon owners I know are not exhausted because they're lazy. And they're not even exhausted because they're working too hard. They're exhausted because they're trying to do everything. From reception to the cleaning, to the ordering, to the marketing, to the carrying out service, to the running the team. You don't have a balance problem. You probably got a delegation problem. And that's because you're spending your time on minimum wage tasks. You're not running a business. You're running yourself into the ground. Answering every phone call, managing every client communication, every complaint, doing your own bookkeeping, probably doing it badly, cleaning after hours. Those things need doing, but they don't necessarily need you. So here's what you're going to do instead. I want you to audit your tasks this week and try and capture everything you do. Just use the note-taking app on your phone or whatever's going to make it easiest for you to log how you're spending your time. Then I want you to categorize those tasks by value, and we'll attach a value to it. So things like strategy, team leadership, improving the client experience, we can call those your £100 an hour plus tasks. If you're carrying out training, marketing, we're going to call those the £20 to £50 an hour tasks. But things like admin, stock ordering, cleaning, they're your minimum wage tasks. And anything in that minimum wage column needs to get delegated or automated or deleted. Time to set up that online booking, time to hire an apprentice or a virtual assistant or a junior to handle some admin, time to get a cleaner, time to pay a bookkeeper. And when you think, I can't afford that, it's time to ask, can you afford the burnout? Can you afford to quit because you're absolutely shattered? Bringing help into the business isn't an expense. It's buying back your life. It's buying back some lifestyle. And I've always wanted to be the lifestyle first coach. Even just buying back 2 or 3 hours per week can make a huge difference to your mental health, a huge difference to those feelings of work-life balance. More about this after the break. Let me guess, your appointment book is full, but your bank account isn't? How long are you going to let that go on for? Isn't it time that you got paid properly? My Get Paid Properly program isn't just another course. It's your roadmap to boosting your profits, increasing your takings, finally getting rewarded for the hard work that you do. With 9 straightforward modules, my foolproof pricing spreadsheet, and I'm even throwing in a one-to-one coaching call to answer any questions that you have about the training or anything else that's getting in the way of your incredible success. Head to getpaidproperly.com/podcast and you can save £100 on your sign up and get that bonus coaching call with me. The program is backed by my signature 90-day no quibble guarantee. Take the training, take the coaching call, and if you don't feel you know enough to confidently set your prices profitably for the future, I will coach you myself until you do. Head to getpaidproperly.com/podcast, lock in that saving, and finally take strides in the direction of getting rewarded for your hard work.
All on Build Your Salon.
So we've talked about boundaries, we've talked about work-life balance, we've talked about delegating and automating, deleting tasks. All pretty comfortable stuff so far, isn't it? Did you think I was going to let you off that easily, my darlings? Of course not. Some clients have to go. Yes, your worst clients are wrecking your work-life balance, and you know exactly who they are. Unfortunately, they're probably the ones that you have the closest personal relationship with. They're the ones who demand the last minute appointments. They're the ones that text you at 11 p.m. They're the ones that complain when you put the prices up. They're the ones that let you down at the last minute. They're the ones that drain your energy, and you're keeping them because you're scared to lose their money. But here's what's really happening. Not only are they taking up your emotional energy, not only are they making you dread your work, they're blocking better clients from booking. They're costing you more than they're worth, because the truth is, not all revenue is good revenue. So here's what I want you to do. I want you to identify your bottom 10%. And I don't mean your bottom 10% as far as spend is concerned. I want a list of who are those people who consistently stress you out, who consistently disrespect your boundaries and take the joy away from your day. And then it's time to create their exit strategy. A lot of people will self-select themselves out of a business if we raise their prices by 20 to 30%. They're either going to pay or they'll leave. And it's easier for you to stay motivated if people are actually paying you properly. Or politely refer them elsewhere. I don't think we're the right fit for you anymore, but I can recommend another stylist or another salon. Stop taking on those new clients who give you those red flags early, the price shoppers, the boundary pushers. Learn to say, I'm sorry, we're not the right salon for you. Or even if you need a white lie, we're fully booked. I know it's scary, but it is also liberating. Real example, a coaching client of mine fired her 8 worst clients, losing the princely total of £460 a month, but gained 10 hours back in her column. This is the salon owner, so of course she's the one working harder. She's the one who actually was pretty much fully booked for those slots that she had available. She filled all of those slots within 4 weeks, made more money, and started to enjoy her job a lot more because she filled those slots with people who respected her boundaries, respected her time. Truth number 4 is your business model may be broken. Some business models are fundamentally unbalanced. If your income depends entirely on you carrying out service, you have made yourself a trap, because the revenue stops when you stop. And that means no time off, no time for growth, and no freedom. So if your salon stops earning when you're off sick or when you're on vacation, if you can't take a week off without a huge hit to your income, you're the only real profit center. So here's what we're going to have to do. We're going to have to find alternative streams of income, whether that's recurring revenue, and you know I love a subscription or a membership. We're going to need some treatment plans so that we're spreading people's spend across a greater period of time. We're going to productize your expertise. Maybe it's time for you to start looking at coaching or consulting. Perhaps it's time to build a course. Or maybe we could start doing some wholesale stuff. Perhaps you could start bringing some of your favorite products to market. We need to automate some systems around booking and payments and marketing. And maybe it's time to build just a little more team capacity. Perhaps it's time to start to trust. Perhaps it's time to start shifting those clients gradually to people that you've hired and trained. And I know this doesn't happen overnight, but this is how you build a real business, not just a job, a business that functions when you're not there. And the goal here isn't to never work, it's to have a business that doesn't fall apart the second you rest. In my own business, the goal was to break even while I was on holiday. I wasn't too fussed about making a profit when I was away, but I didn't want to be losing money every time I took time off. Truth number 5 is you might need to want less, or at least want different things. And this is the truth that nobody likes. You may not be able to have everything, at least not right now, and maybe not ever. You might need to choose between a smaller salon with less stress and more life, or a bigger salon with more profit but less balance. Both are valid, neither's wrong, but pretending you can have the 6 to 7 figure salon and 2-day weeks from day one, that's delusion. So what do you actually want? Not what Instagram tells you. What matters to you? Is it more time? Is it more freedom? Is it more money, more creativity? What are you willing to trade for it? What's the sacrifice that you're willing to make in order to get what you want? And your options mainly are to go smaller. So make your team self-employed or go down to a one-chair or one-room salon, low drama, more peace. Or go bigger, build a team, step back, lead. Or are you going to stay solo but charge more with fewer clients, more profit but more time off for yourself? Or are you going to sell up, start fresh? If you've outgrown what you've built, perhaps it's time for that new challenge. There's no shame in any of it, but self-deception is keeping you stuck. Be honest about what you'll do, what you won't, and what has to change for you to be happy. The thing with work-life balance is it's your balance. Only you're the one who knows when you're out of kilter, when things aren't in the balance that you want them to be. So start making your decisions from the reality, from what you actually want, not from fantasy, kidding yourself that you can have it all. So there it is, the brutal truth about work-life balance in the salon business. It's not Instagram perfect. Business is messy and dirty and scrappy. And I'm afraid it's not about manifesting your dream life. None of it's easy, but it is real. And if you're burned out, something needs to change. Not next year, but now. You didn't build your salon to be miserable. You built it for freedom, for creativity, and for fulfillment. And if you've lost sight of that, it's time to refocus. So start with one thing from today's episode and reach out. Let me know what you're going to change, or what have I missed? What are you doing to maintain the balance in your own salon business? My email address, phil@buildyoursalon.com. You know I adore hearing from my salon owner friends anyway. Just 7 short days until we jump into December with another dose of my wise hour wisdom. And until then, take care.